need to rush this morning, but if I'd managed to get here 20 minutes,
Oh, then you could have talked him into it, but...
I could have sort of, yeah, calmed him down, hopefully.
I'm surprised, because that one's usually rock steady, but there's a bit more to it, whatever.
So he didn't like the windows he was going to chip, and then someone on the gate wanted to charge him £20, and they were a bit rude across at the office last night when we both went there. And I think all in all is, yeah.
I'm surprised.
Right, so, yeah. Anyway, so tell me about yourself and your modelling. How did you get into this?
You what?
How did you get into doing all this?
Into making sculpture?
Yeah.
I was one of those kids, and that's why I take the whole thing of giving kids a chance to have a go very seriously, because some kids are just made to be doing stuff like this. I wasn't very good at school. This was what I was good at, working with my hands, and I still find it really, really important. I need to be making things. That's my first language, if you like. And so I was one of those kids. I didn't really do anything else at school, drawing, fiddling with bits of paper. And then I finally went off to art college and got into clay, actually through teaching other people. I was teaching some classes for kids, and there was clay there, and I'd never really tried it before. Got into it, that was it. I was 19, and that was like, from that moment on, I've just been obsessed. Dedicated, that's the better word.
And besides doing things like this, shows like this, I see you've got some massive pieces of work in your album there.
The big, I mean, mostly I don't do an awful lot of demonstrating or classes. Mostly what I do is work in the studio and make things and sell them. And then from time to time I do these big community projects. Not always massive, but most of them have been really, really huge. And that's getting involved with communities and developing their social history, so actually getting the stories that everybody's interested in, rather than just doing the research in the books. And then we build up the history that the regular people in the area feel is important. Design a sculpture between us that kind of tells that story, and then make a scale model, and then scale it up from there, so that the community members are working at every single stage. It's not a question of me making something about their lives. They're making something. My job is just to make it happen. So a lot of the artwork that you see in these folders here wasn't done by me at all. And I might have helped with it, I might have supported them on the tricky bits that do require quite a lot of training, like the eyes, or the fingers, things like that. But most of the artwork
are done by the community.
Yeah, done by community members, some of whom have brought a background. This is particularly down in the Garrett Valley and the South Wales valleys, and up in Tredegar we've done a really marvellous one. And a lot of times people have been doing stuff behind closed doors, in the shed, they've been painting, they've been making things, but they're not telling anybody. And so one of the great things about these projects is it kind of flushes people like that out of the woodwork.
Excellent.
And they end up having a chance to show their skills off. And then that inspires other people who perhaps were too shy to have a go, to think, well, if he could do it, yeah, I can do it. And it changes people's attitude to each other too, when they realise that they're neighbours, that there's more to their neighbours than they thought. It opens people's minds a lot. And on top of that, I think it's important, a community, a good community, has sculpture. It's a status symbol, and it's a statement about your commitment to your area. And good communities that care about themselves have public sculpture. And so this is a way of, an affordable way, reasonably affordable way, of making that happen as well. But the sculpture is not imported by artists talking about their lives, but is actually literally grassroots sculpture designed by the people who live there, for the people that live there. So it's incredibly relevant. Consequently, you don't have any problems with vandalism or anything like that. You become very protective of it. So it's been very successful, and I think the material has been part of that. Clay is such a fundamental material to humans. We've been using it for just eons, really. It's one of the first materials we ever got involved with, that we became technical about. And I think that that's it for people. Everyone has got that in the back of them, really. business of clay. It's familiar in a very deep sense. And I think using brick clay was also one of the reasons the sculptures are so successful. It's because it's an unpretentious, natural, familiar material that everyone can learn to use really, really quickly. And it kind of goes with that landscape in the valleys too. I don't think it would look particularly good in a city environment. It's not a city material. It's a country material, and it makes sense in that kind of setting. So there were lots of things about these big projects that made them incredibly effective.
That was lovely.